NUSA was an initial idea between the local MP and the then Vice-Chancellor of the University, Sir Colin Campbell, who were having a conversation about all the work that the University of Nottingham was doing across the other side of the world at its other campuses. And then the conversation, I think, came round to, well, look, you've got this area, what are you doing to support that?
For us, this project is about being a university of Nottingham, not just a university in Nottingham. And though we have campuses abroad, it's very important for us to play an active role in our own city.
The families and the kids in this area have got massive potential, but they haven't until now always been showing it. In fact, they've rarely been showing it. So for us, this is a long-term change where both these pupils and their children can have a much brighter future because they realise they have that potential. It's about holding their head up high and feeling that they've got something to give back to the world. And that I'm seeing already. I'm seeing a big change in the aspiration from the school that was here before to the school I'm seeing now. Pupils feel proud, and they're very proud of having the university name above the door. One of the most bizarre and unlikely links that came out of working with the university was with Dr. Matthew McFall, who's already a doctor of wonder. He's now doing his second doctorate looking at the effect of wonder on learning. And Matthew believes the power of engaging young people through objects and items and little mysteries and puzzles. And so I've given him a room. I employ him 1 day a week, although he often creeps in for extra days. And what you find is that pupils of all ability, particularly those of perhaps who have more issues and problems, are just drawn to the room like a magnet, and they calm down, they become interested, they ask questions, and they become passionate.
The Wonder Room is just fantastic.
Certain pupils will come in and look for their favourite things, and then what I've noticed is start demonstrating or explaining them to newcomers.
The lock has 2 combinations, and so does the key. So when we put it in, we're going to try and unlock it, but we can't do it.
So I'm seeing children teach other children. That's something I had not expected to witness. The university has its own cachet, but I think more important than that is that I'm a real visitor. I come once or twice a week, and I make sure things happen when I'm here.
And here we have a machine that speaks Spanish.
French.
Or French then.
One of the things we set out to achieve at NUSA, in terms of the benefits for pupils, is a sense of university being a very normal thing. We call it normalisation. So they should take university in their stride. And they do that, I think, through personal relationships. It's not the place that they take in their stride, it's the fact that they know individual staff and students from the university.
Grace and Holly help us a lot.
Yeah, they're like very good role models, and they give us the actual boost to become
Education.
like them and stuff.
Yeah.
I think that the best thing that I take from working with the children at NUSA is a sense that they're getting a real support system and something that isn't really in place for them already, and remembering how it was when I was younger. I think it's really nice to have someone a bit younger than the teacher, someone who's kind of on a middle ground.
I think for the undergraduate volunteers that we have in particular, it's a fantastic opportunity. Thinking about their employability in the future, employers now are looking for more than just a degree. It's sort of value-added education, as it were. But I think also personally for the undergraduates, it's an amazing opportunity. When we talk to them about their experience of coming here, they respond incredibly enthusiastically, incredibly positively to the relationships that they've formed at NUSA with the pupils.
We can talk about things with them, even if it's off the subject, and they'll still help us.
It's mostly on the subject.
Yeah, mostly on the subject.
I think undergraduates have the opportunity to gain through the experience of teaching. Teaching's a great way of acquiring experience. Some of our undergraduates, of course, want to be teachers, and for them it's particularly useful. But I think there are transferable skills in the teaching experience.
That's really good. And then after you've put that, do you want to put something about how you'd like it to have changed now?
As a group of second-year politics students, we come in twice a week to the same class, teaching them about South African politics. And it's just a chance for us to relate what we're studying at university to children here. I mean, one of our biggest tasks to overcome was how to make it suitable for them and to make them understand and be interested in it.
Yeah, they're still quite poor.
Well, some part of it is rich. Though.
Yeah, some part of it's still rich. Like it was rich under apartheid, but it was
So
mainly
why
white
don't the
people.
rich people share with the poor people?
You can read about it as much as you want, but when you're talking to kids who are engaged, asking you questions, you're like, it makes you think about it in a different way. It's not purely theoretical. You're like, actually, this is really bad. And now you've got kids expressing emotions like heartbroken, disgusting. You're like, yeah, you don't always think about it like that. Any other topics you remember, or any other chats that you remember we had?
Should I be a vegetarian?
Oh yeah, that was good. And what was your outcome? No.
One of the things we particularly want to do is to challenge the more able students. And having Andy Fisher in the philosophy department with an interest in teaching philosophy to children, including very young children, has been an absolute blessing.
As a university lecturer, I really value education and the chances it gives you, and I think that training needs to be developed and thinking needs to be developed from an early age. And I think Nottingham's partnership with NUSA just allows that transition to happen, and it gives children the greater aspirations. So if they can think more, then I just think they can get more out of life.
One of the risks for partnership between schools and universities is that we go and we do stuff together and then we go our separate ways. And one of the lovely things about the NUSA project is that I have the opportunity to talk to the pupils and the staff and reflect on what we've done. That's a great privilege, but I think it's also exactly what a project of this sort really needs.
Without someone at the very top, like Professor Di Birch, this whole thing would not be anywhere near as exciting as it is. This is where the university totally and utterly involves itself with the day-to-day life of our school, helping out, not trying to tell us what to do, but to give us the opportunities. I feel like a little boy in a sweet shop. You know, really, whatever we want to do, we've now got the chance to have that help from the university.